Hey guys, it's RockTheGolem, and welcome back to the Town of Light. We just had another flashback where Renee basically went through shock treatment, which is exactly what I thought this machine was. Turns out I was correct. But now we have to continue on with the story and figure out what's going to happen. So the help option isn't popping up, so let me go back down here.
What was that doctor writing, sitting at his desk?
Is it still there? I think I already looked at this, though. That's a new sound. I do like, it's also a new piece of paper. I do like how they throw in sound effects to kind of like help guide you along. Oh, more of the medical journal. All right.
September 7th, 1938. The patient frequently indulges in recriminations expressed in an explosive tone of voice. This morning she threw away the milk, saying it was full of urine, spittle, and all kinds of other filth.
Which it probably was, knowing some of these freaking attendants.
That order her to do things. She says she heard children singing and that they were locked up in a school. January 20th, 1939. Introverted, dazed, cannot focus on anything. When questioned and stimulated, she starts crying and weeping. At other times, she laughs. June 1st. Apathetic. Eats very little. She refuses to be touched. Does not respond. Spends her time in the grounds. The cooks report that she sits on a bench in front of the kitchens. October 14th.
But what about with Amara?
Return of impulsive behavior. This morning she asked for 2 eggs to make zabayoni, but when she got them, she threw them up in the air.
Huh.
Excited, clamorous, slightly confused. Takes her clothes off. December 8th. Tied to bed for 15 days.
For over 2 weeks? Seriously?
Tends to make witty comments and use vulgar words. Laughs hysterically and pleasures herself.
Oh, jeez.
The nurses report that about 2 weeks ago she remained in the showers on her own and didn't want to leave. They said that when they took her away, she swore at them and then lashed out and bit them. 2 nurses had to be treated for their injuries. They've kept her tied to the bed since then.
For over 2 weeks,
Transferred to
Jesus.
Slightly agitated ward, from the care of Dr. B to the care of Dr. C. I was with Amara in the showers. My memories are terrifying. They're not real, are they?
Well, I mean, based on the journal, they said that she wasn't with anyone. Which would really kind of make sense because, I mean, she was having, it is according to her memory, an encounter with Amara of a sexual nature. And the journal is saying that she was in the shower and that she had a thing for pleasuring herself. So, I mean, yeah, it seems like she was actually just hallucinating Amara. Memory is what you are, whether it's real or not. What reality are we referring to? Yeah, they're just a figment of my imagination. You know what? I'm being presented with a logical statement here that's recorded. I mean, I can't say for a fact if they're just doing like there's no point in telling like falsifying documents like this. I don't think they had that kind of standard back then or any purpose to it. Like a patient couldn't just up and disappear like that. At least I don't feel like it could. So yeah, I'm going to say that it was just a figment of her imagination.
December 15th. Dr. C. Patient notes. The abnormality of her psychic state has induced her to lead a life which is irregular and tends towards delinquency. Of fickle and flighty character, she regularly discards her household duties and engages in occasional prostitution.
Oh, Jesus.
Prostitution? Me? No, I don't think I could have. Or are my memories deceiving me?
So then,
what horrible things could I have done without even realizing?
does that mean then that hold on.
The fear of my own actions was one of the things that tormented me most. Her mental deficiency makes her deaf to the reprimands of her family. She has shown suicidal tendencies. She was brought to the ward yesterday, agitated and vociferous. Treated with cardiazol, 2 injections a week for 5 weeks.
Huh.
The therapies removed the light for a while, but also all her will, desire, and hope.
So it almost sounds like, and again, this is just me kind of like trying to piece things together. I have no idea if this is the case or not, but the situation where she remembered about the attendant or whatever it is you want to call him, the guy on the ward, bringing her into the bathroom and taking advantage of her. does that mean then that she actually, like, came up to him and, like gave him a proposition and actually, prostituted herself? Like, is that what happened? Like, I don't know. It's kind of, I mean, this is probably the effect the game's supposed to have on you, but it's all very confusing right now. The important thing was to keep us quiet. To a certain extent, they were trying to make you feel better. You were lost souls. The therapy was terrible and painful, but they were treatments, the only ones that existed. I mean, it seems like they were trying to treat her. I don't think they were trying to keep her quiet, so I'm actually going to try to rationalize this one.
But we had no choice. Nobody explained anything. No one tried to help us understand. We were like farm animals.
Well, yeah, they just injected you with whatever and shocked you with any time they wanted. You were too many and they were too few. It was impossible to do otherwise. They also had their nightmares within these walls. They didn't know what to do with you. You were damn souls dangerous. Who ought to have taken care of you? Not C. Definitely not choosing that one. You were too many and they were too few. It was impossible to do otherwise, which is not the case because, I mean, there are ways around that. You can, get more people involved. I assume that it was supposed to be they also. The also had their nightmares within these walls. They didn't know what to do with you. Again, I'm going to try to rationalize it a little bit.
After a long period of calm and improvement, the patient is very agitated today and vehemently refuses to submit to a gynecological examination.
Huh.
She swore and cursed those who generated her, flailing her arms and hitting out. According to reports by Dr. B, the patient has been subjected to periodic checkups since she had a spontaneous abortion about 2 years ago, in her 3rd month of pregnancy.
Which I guarantee wasn't that spontaneous.
Intercourse with a stranger who sneaked into the hospital grounds. Details are contained in the charges filed at police headquarters in Volterra, a copy of which is attached to these clinical notes.
A stranger that snuck onto the grounds, huh? That sounds like cover-up.
A spontaneous abortion? It's not true. I can't believe it. How could I have invented things if I didn't even know what they were doing to me?
It really happened. They made you abort, but it was illegal, so they had to write that as spontaneous. That's a lie. What is written here might be false or wrong way of looking at things. Perhaps they did really know. You can't be certain you know that, don't you? See, I don't know. Like the whole spontaneous abortion, I mean, I kind of get that. I mean, there are, failed pregnancies that do occur and everything, but that a stranger came onto the grounds, that seems a little far-fetched to me. The fact that not only would they be able to get into the asylum, but get that far into it that they could actually get into the shower and tub with one of the people in there, it doesn't make any sense to me. So let's see. It really happened, made you abort. It was legal, so they had to write it spontaneous. I said, we're going to go with that's a lie because of the way they wrote it up about the caretaker.
Report that she descended into a state of great mental confusion after receiving her mother's letter. She threw her soup over another inmate because she was very anxious, and then punched a nurse. Impulsive, flails about her. She rails against the doctor in vulgar terms while he is examining her, lashes out and spits.
Aye.
Block all correspondence to give the patient no further reason to become agitated.
Oh, so that's why they blocked the letters.
August 20th, tied to bed. The
Again?
nurses report that the patient is extremely agitated after the visit of a relative or family friend.
That's the, what's-his-face, Mr.
2 days later,
Oridon or
she's
whatever?
still shouting all the time that he commands her, that she must obey and harm herself, and that she is not Charlotte.
The doll.
Visits
The
forbidden,
rag doll.
constrained to bed, and intensification of ES therapy until we achieve results.
ES being electroshock, if you guys hadn't picked up on that.
That way nobody knew what was happening within these walls.
Human misery was thrown in here and locked away to make the world forget about it. The people who were in here were no longer human beings as far as society was concerned. The important thing was to keep you quiet. You don't remember what happened when the letters arrived. How can you judge? God knows how much suffering they spared you. See, like, this is all very, like, very uncertain is, I guess, the best way to put it. Like, part of it seems like conspiracy, part of it seems like it's not. I mean, it seems like they cut her off because they were trying to, prevent her from being agitated even more, because anytime there was a letter or a visitation or a gift, it made her worse. So I'm going to say that she doesn't know.
March 3rd. Alert. Correct attitude. Replies when questioned.
Oh, there we go.
The nurses report that the patient is calm. She washes and looks after herself.
Nice.
She affirms the existence of a certain Amara. She says that Amara is a patient who disappeared when she was moved to this ward. No confirmation.
See, that
Probably
makes me think she's
progressive
made her up.
hallucination. Evaluate transfer. Did I imagine Amara? That's not possible. She was there. I know she was there. I feel it. She must have left some traces of her presence.
But we haven't had any traces of her presence yet. Like, she remembers this one woman that was always smiling and always there when she needed her. And, I mean, look at everyone else in the ward. That was not what people were like.
We can try to find her medical records in the archive where the letters from her mother were filed.
Alright, so the archive is back down the other hallway. I don't remember what Amara's last name was, though. Huh. That could take me a minute to figure out. So the archive should be back down. Ooh. Okay, the building had to render. So the archive's back down here. So let's check out the letters if we can find them. And then go from there. But where are they? Again, I don't know her last name, so nope. This one won't close. Okay. I'm just literally gonna have to flip through all these one at a time, aren't I? Yep. Alright, well at least it'll close it back over for me if it's not the correct one. Damn it, I wish I could remember what her last letter was. Well, the last letter of her last name, rather. I also don't know if these are... Ooh, hello. Oh, that didn't stay open. I thought it was going to. Close you over. It's very windy in here all of a sudden, I've noticed. I don't know if I should be paying attention to that and figuring it out from there. Or, you know what? Maybe it's the fact that Amara didn't have a last name. So we can't find any letters from her or for her mother because they simply do not exist. Huh.
Amara B.
Oh,
Age
you gotta be
38,
kidding me.
Housewife, mother of 2 daughters, married to Mario B. So Amara does exist.
Oh, okay.
Yet she had no children and wasn't married, but that photo, it's her.
Huh. So there is some cover-up going on here.
June 3rd, 1936. Admitted yesterday, showing signs of improvement. June 8th. Cheerful, calm, and tranquil. Her behavior is good and she's keeping herself clean and tidy. Discharged on June 10th. April
Wow.
28th, 1937. Arrived accompanied by her husband in an anxious and nervous state.
So she
Has difficulty
was there and then went home and then came back.
Discharged May 14th. March
Multiple
8th,
times, Jesus.
1938. A few days before Renee was admitted, she told me that she too had been admitted only a short time previously.
Alright, so that
Arrived
confirms.
yesterday in a febrile state. Discharged March 14th.
Huh.
She didn't leave. Certainly not after a few days. No.
So did Renee see her and then latch onto that image?
Readmitted once more. The patient shows rapid improvement. Discharged.
What was
July
she
2nd.
being brought in for,
August
though?
1st, 1941. The latest of many admissions due to agitation. Discharged August 27th. She came and went, stayed only for short periods, but I remember she was always with me. What's going on?
Huh.
March 4th, 1942. Back again, the same situation. March 8th. Compared to previous admissions, the patient seems depressed even after a few days, although her demeanor is calm and she is attentive. Discharged March 25th.
So she's never there for more than a few
April
weeks at a
2nd.
time.
The patient is distracted and apathetic. Her husband brought her here and said, "She's not eating, doctor. She spends all her time sleeping. I'm so worried, doctor. You know her. You can help her." April 6th. Tuberculosis. Patient transferred to the Maragliano Pavilion and is in isolation.
Oh.
May 3rd, 1942.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Death from tuberculosis at approximately 8:30 a.m.
So that's what happened to her.
Is Amara dead? Poor dear friend, I wasn't even able to say goodbye to you.
Wow.
Enclosed is a manuscript written by the patient, probably in a state of delirium.
What does it say, I wonder?
I know it. I'm losing a lot of blood, bleeding internally too. It's strange. Since I came back in here, I can't stop thinking about that little girl with her sad eyes, her desperation. I only saw her for a short time, it's true, but she remains in my heart. Will she still be here? I hope to God not. I hope she's better and her mother's taken her home. My memories don't match up. What's the point of this? Perhaps my memory is playing tricks on me.
I would say so.
Things are not as I remember them, as I see them. But she said she liked me. I just can't understand it. I just wanted to say goodbye to her for the last time. I never even said goodbye to her.
Jeez. So she, I have a feeling she, came across Amara and then just latched onto that friendly face.
I so want to feel things again. Pain, passion. Feel the damn tears rolling down my face. To remember that I was alive.
Yikes. So Amara's buried on the grounds here, then. So I have a feeling that means we're going to be going outside to find her grave. Which is where we are right now. Ooh, Chapter 12A. Okay, so before we get into this one, I'm running a little bit over already, so I'm going to have to end this episode here and continue on. We should be getting pretty close to the end, because I think I'm about 2 hours or so worth of gameplay in, and this game is only supposed to be about 3 hours long, so we're getting toward the end. It might be a few more episodes, but we'll see what happens once we get back to this. So, thank you all very much for watching. If you like what you've seen and heard, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And having said all that, I will see you all on the other side. Take care.